All right, I've never done this before, but shout out to a couple of Scheetz heads, Paige and Bree, who said I looked handsome on the last episode, but then I followed that up with you were too mean to care, so I guess I just can't win.
They gave you a compliment sandwich.
Yeah.
They were like, you looked great, but you were mean, and we didn't like it.
She wasn't camera ready.
She was.
Not-
she always is.
Not my fault.
Even when we got nothing to talk about, there's nowhere I'd rather be. 'Cause there's something about you and me just sitting around talking Scheetz.
Thank you, Dan Davidson. That song just puts a smile on your face every time you hear it. For me, anyway.
Yes. And for Leona.
And exactly, my granddaughter, also known as your daughter.
Yes. Secondarily, my daughter. First and foremost, your granddaughter.
Well, thank you for recovering from the sniffles.
Yes. Yes, we did. It was I know you said I was being dramatic, but it was a doozy.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just once the whole house is sick, it's just stressful. And
Yeah.
and at that point there's a big difference when two adults get sick than when kids but we've come out the other side. And
we're back together.
yeah, we're back together and we're good to go. Fingers crossed for Thanksgiving weekend, which is actually not bad timing.
Yeah, the only person that's starting to display sniffless characteristics would be Care.
Sniffless.
She's got the sniffluses.
Oh my gosh. I think that's just Thanksgiving hosting stress coming out in her because
yeah.
she gets
Yeah.
nervous when she has to host a big event. I mean, anyone does.
Yeah. I shouldn't go there, but I just always do. I won't say specific people, but somebody misunderstood and thought that your family had syphilis. And I said, syphilis? I said, oh, you meant the sniffles. That's why we couldn't be together in the same room. There's a big difference between syphilis
And the sniffles. Yeah, we had a common cold.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm not sure. I know nothing about syphilis, but maybe one of the symptoms is the sniffles. It starts with the sniffles and then it goes straight to the fluss.
I don't know. I don't know. I know that we're feeling better. The timing of it worked out, and we're here.
Okay, let's go.
This might be our latest recording ever.
Yes.
It is now, to set the scene again, a peek behind the curtain. We don't always like to reveal the magic sauce,
but we seem to.
Yeah, we do every time. Yeah,
Mhm.
we can't shut up. That's kind of the point of this whole thing. But it is after 9 p.m. right now.
Yeah, and I went up to get my laptop, and your mother, my wife, said, "Make it quick." So she's got 2 dogs. She's got a 13-month-old granddaughter going, "What's that? What's that? What's that?" And 2 dogs, and just a lot of things on the go. So,
And is hosting Thanksgiving this weekend.
So if this is a shorter episode, you're
Mhm.
welcome, Care. Sorry, Scheetz heads, but
it's sometimes you gotta. We've said that we said this last episode. Care is the executive to the executive to the executive producer, and she said, "Make it short this week. We'll try to make it short."
I'm glad that it's taken us 5 minutes to get into that.
It's not a good start. It's not a good start.
It's not a good start. But let's start with Good Scheetz, brought to you by our friends at Cook County Saloon and Steakhouse. Again, they've added on basically the steakhouse, and the place is just it's better than ever.
Mhm.
And Cook County Saloon is the place to hang out. And I will say that if you appreciate the podcast, then you should appreciate the people that help bring the podcast to you. So go to Cook County Saloon, have a bunch of drinks. You can get what do they call those?
They're the buckets, but
The
there's a name for them.
Yeah, the bucket drinks
Mhm.
with like 3 shots in them. And
Yeah.
never feel guilty. Just know you're supporting us.
And some food now on the side. I
Oh.
have heard I on good authority that the chicken sandwich, I know it's a steakhouse that they've added on,
Yeah.
but the chicken sandwich at the steakhouse is killer.
Okay.
So good. And I love a good chicken sandwich. So
Okay.
something to check out.
All right. So don't on the chicken sandwich.
No, don't sleep on it.
That's it.
That's it.
I
That's
was-
the meme of the week.
I was looking for the words. Don't sleep on the chicken sandwich. And producer Renato is nodding, so he was really impressed. I pulled that off. Okay, let's go. Thank you, Cook County Saloon. Let's go with you first. What is your Good Scheetz of the week?
Well, relating to our sponsor, Cook County Saloon, I posted a photo today on my Instagram story of producer Renato and I at Cook County Saloon taking wedding photos. And that was 4 years ago today on the date of this recording. So it is our anniversary today.
October 10th.
October 10th.
Okay.
Yeah, October 10th, 2021. we were in a crazy COVID lockdown, weird situation. So we were supposed to get married at Cook County Saloon, which honestly speaks to how much we love that place. So it really is like a great tie-in. But we were supposed to get married there. We couldn't. We still went and took some photos there, and then ended up having a little kind of party in the backyard because that's what we were allowed to do at the time. But I just want to shout out to producer Renato, and my Good Scheetz this week is actually liking your life partner. And it doesn't sound like something that should be like novel, but it is. Sometimes it is, I feel like, these days. And I just want to give him a shout out. And our anniversary certainly isn't something that we go all out for. We don't have a fancy dinner. We don't buy each other gifts, but it is a nice day to kind of sit back and not even the 4 years that we've been married, but the decade that we've been together, and reflect on that and just be thankful to have a partner in this life that supports you and just like has fun with you. And especially now that Leona's born, of course, we have been on quite a journey over the last year and a bit of being married, just becoming parents as well. But he's such we like to give him a lot of crap on this podcast. We make fun of him. We bug him.
For sure. It's fun.
But
yeah, I enjoy it.
Such a wonderful husband and a wonderful father and a wonderful producer. And so that is my Good Scheetz of the week. And I'm really, really thankful for him and thankful for the last 4 years and more than that together.
I think I said the night you got married, and I still mean it. I mean, all you really want for your little girl is for her to find somebody that loves her as much as you do. And you found that person and more.
Yeah.
Because he puts up with your untidiness way better than I ever did.
Yeah, my mood
but
swings.
I'm glad to hear that you do love him because, man, you ride him hard, but he deserves every bit of it. Like there's nobody that tries harder.
No.
But you know what? Some things he just doesn't get. Like he just doesn't get them. So I appreciate it. Well, I'll let him give us a rebuttal though. Go ahead.
I think that he does love me more than you, and he puts up with my messiness, my mood swings for sure.
Yeah.
Just all of the chaos of our lives. Being in the Scheetz family, I mean, we had the episode with Carter and our sister-in-law, Leslie.
Yeah.
It's not easy to come into this world and be like, whoa. It's not easy to be like, how do I want to spend the Friday night of my anniversary at 9 p.m. helping record a podcast of my wife and her dad? Like, so you know what? I'm here to only be Good Scheetz towards producer Renato this week.
And I will too. And I just will say one thing before I let him speak. I don't think maybe I will. Maybe I'll be able to see what it's like after you've experienced her for 31 years. Maybe you will get less patient about some of her flaws.
I don't know. It's been 10.
Well, first of all, I do hope that you make it long enough and you keep on talking about your mortality.
There's the mortality moment.
The mortality
Ding,
moment
ding,
in
ding.
the Good Scheetz. No, you save that for at least the bad Scheetz.
31 years. I'd be 85, I guess.
Yeah, I know
okay.
you're a healthy guy.
All right.
But you know what? I appreciate that, first of all. Happy anniversary to you. I'm the luckiest dude in the world. But I think you're right. I think we are very lucky that we like each other. I know a lot of people. I have a lot of friends. I'm not going to name any names, but
Put people under the bus.
Well, no, but I know people in relationships, in marriages, who I'm not sure that they really like their partner. And
they're like fine with them.
they're fine with them. And you know what? Everybody's
It works.
arrangement is different.
Yeah.
And if it sounds like I'm bragging about us, I am, because I always want to brag about you, and we're really lucky, and I cannot speak highly enough about you. So
Okay, get a room, you two. Get a room.
Usually we are fighting on the podcast, so this is nice. This is nice. We do have a lot of fun, and we have a lot of things that we have in common that other people don't get.
Mm-hmm.
So to bring it back, of course, it always comes back to Taylor Swift. There's a line from, which song is it?
Wish list? Is that
Where she says, "I just want a best friend who's hot."
Yeah.
I found that, and that's all you can ask for.
There you
I'm
go.
glad you didn't say it was knock on wood. Okay.
Well, I'll let Bailey speak for that.
Inside information. Inside information. All right. Well, happy anniversary, you two. That's awesome. Like, I think that anybody can get married, but you got to stay married, and that's so far so good. Like I said, we'll see after 31 years if you start to lose your patience.
Hey, he's already 10 years in, so actually only 21 more years before he gets to that point.
Got it. All
Speaking of love.
Yeah.
And feeling and dedication and commitment and being a partner and taking one for the team.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. My Good Scheetz has definitely got to be Connor McDavid.
Yes.
What a man. What a man. Even your grandma Dia. She phoned the other day. We'll get to the Blue Jays, but she says, I am in such a good mood. Connor signed that contract and the Blue Jays are winning and then the weather is nice. And I said, you're right, guy. Well, Karen told me, so I didn't say anything. You're right to Grandma Dia, but she was right.
Yeah.
Connor McDavid, again, we were all very nervous what he was going to do. He's got 1 year left in his deal if you're not following this. And at that point, he could go anywhere. He could play on any one of the 32 teams he wanted. And there was rumors that he wasn't going to sign a long-term deal, like Leon Draisaitl, the German king, signed the 8-year deal. But things have changed in the NHL, and the amount of money you can make is going up. So, long story short, Bailey, you get word first because you're the social media manager that Connor has signed a contract.
Honestly, though, I didn't get. Usually, there is a little bit of a lead up where we have some like preparation time. This was just bang, Monday morning, everything kind of happened at once. And what I really think was cool is like the way that everyone found out was sort of also the way that I found out was he made the post himself.
Okay.
He made the post himself saying our journey together continues. Is that exactly something to that effect?
Something like that.
Yeah. And I think first off, that's just like an amazing phrase. Like it's our journey together and our journey here continues. That's what he said.
Yeah.
And so the journey keeps going. And then he just posts a bunch of photos of him on the ice playing for the Oilers. And then we don't get details yet until a little bit later.
Yeah. Yeah. And, we were all getting nervous because the season was about to start. And again, he signed a deal. Just 2 years, which means 3 years because he's here this year and then the next 2 for $12.5 million, which he could have taken the max, which would have been $20 million a year. And I know there's people that say, well, whatever, 12.5, 20 million, what's the difference? I mean, to a lot of people, that is a huge difference, but not to Connor McDavid and not at this point in his life. He wants to save some money so they can sign some other players and take a real run at continuing to try to win the Stanley Cup, which is really all that he cares about. So and so it was just a very unselfish and selfless move by just a great leader who again is literally taking one for the team. And in this world of these athletes getting paid a lot of money, and Connor McDavid still gets paid a ridiculous amount of money, too much money. It does, they all get paid too much money. We should be paying probably the doctors at the Stollery $12.5 million,
yes,
in my view. But for him to do this, it just looks so good, and it just gives you hope and faith that and now it's just like, now let's just win. Now let's just win, baby, and let's hope that happens. So Connor McDavid has to be the good Scheetz. It was funny because the last podcast we were talking about if this is going to happen, and you're on literally waiting like you're waiting to have a baby.
Yes. I didn't realize how much it was weighing on me until it was done, until the contract was signed and everything was put out that needed to be put out. I'm like, oh, wow, I was nervous. I was scared to be away from my phone. I was scared to sleep in because I was like, this news could happen at any time. And people kind of felt like maybe that Monday before the season started would be a good date. So I was kind of mentally preparing for that.
There was a lot of speculation.
Yeah, but what I really liked in his media availability the day after he signed the contract, he said, Lenny isn't going to go hungry. And that's Leonard, his dog, isn't going to go hungry with 12.5. He was kind of making fun of the fact that he's still making a crazy amount of money too.
Which is typical Connor McDavid. It's like the elephant in the room is, I am still loaded. I've made $100 million, and it really isn't going to make a big difference. But again, to his credit, not many guys or girls in any professional sports would have done what he did.
No,
that's the point, because they're competitive. They want to get paid every cent that they think they deserve. And so absolutely, I don't care how much money he made. The fact that he literally, and it'll all come back to him, like karma and in endorsements and things like that. And
also just in standing ovations.
Yeah, literally.
Because Edmontonians are fired up, and they should be.
And what happens too is if players get paid too much money, then there's a whole bunch of pressure on them. We've seen that in Edmonton as well. And so he certainly, doesn't have, he's got tons of pressure. But I seem to think just some of the things that I've seen, and obviously you've seen more because you're around the team every day, but he just seems more relaxed. Like, I don't know if it's the marriage. Was he married last year?
Last summer, yeah.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
never mind
But
then.
maybe it's past the 1 year, you know? He's got his 1 year anniversary. He's good to go.
He just seems more relaxed,
Yeah.
and he just seems like, okay, now I understand, what we need to do. I'll just take a little less money, and away we go. Connor McDavid, Good Scheetz.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. Okay. Somebody should yell upstairs, "Care, we're not going to be short."
I know it's not looking good. We're only on Good Sheets.
We're gonna. We got a couple more I think we should mention.
Yes.
Okay. Do you want me to mention that one?
Sure.
Are you? Businesses stepping up for the teachers. Of course, again, the teacher strike continues when you hear this podcast, and the teachers are not being paid right now, and they've made that decision. So they've made that decision. But a lot of businesses have stepped up. So a shout out to those businesses that are giving them free teeth cleaning, free abilities to do all sorts of things.
Yeah, there's
right?
there's gyms stepping up saying come do workout classes, get your energy out, whatever. There's different discounts on all over on places stepping up for the teachers, which is great because I don't think that a lot of people that are talking about the teacher strike realize what it's like to suddenly just not get paid at all, because there's different unions and different things where you can get strike pay and you can get employment insurance and things during these times, but they're not being paid at all. So it's definitely, especially families. I think about families that are dual income teachers, like both people are teachers. That is tricky too, or single moms or single people. It's for sure. It's a weird time. And then there's also in some cases in my work and just like people everywhere not having childcare for their kids. That's the other crazy thing is like these kids are sitting at home being like, it is a very weird time for sure. And I feel lucky right now to have a 1-year-old because it doesn't change anything, but definitely for a lot of people, the world is kind of shaken up in their day-to-day routine.
For sure. So hopefully we get it settled sooner than later, but a shout out to businesses that are stepping up and giving them a little bit of relief when it comes to that. We probably should move on to Bull Scheetz, but I got to put in pumpkin pie. Thanksgiving, of course. Again, this will be released on Thanksgiving Monday. Thanksgiving, it's a great holiday. It really is. Fall is fantastic. The weather's great and the leaves are nice and life is good. But the pumpkin pie is certainly has to be the best part of Thanksgiving, in my view, anyway.
I have this is maybe a hot take, and you will probably see this as Bull Scheetz, but I don't love pumpkin pie.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't like it. I don't like pumpkin. You look at me and you talk to me and you know me and you think I'm like all in on the pumpkin spice situation, but I don't like a pumpkin spice latte. I don't really like pumpkin pie. We've talked about this, I think, on the podcast before, but
have we?
Grandma Carol, Grandma Carol makes a carrot pie.
A carrot pie.
That is so much better than any pumpkin pie I've ever had.
I think so too. And I took it to the radio station because I was arguing with some people and we did a taste test and it didn't win the taste test, but it should have. It was rigged.
Her carrot pie is the best thing ever, and I think it has ruined pumpkin pie for me.
And I was literally 40 before I found out it was carrot pie.
You just thought it was pumpkin pie?
Yeah. There's all those little things that Mom used to tell us that weren't actually real. I won't get into them in case there's little kids listening.
Okay, but one of them is carrot pie.
Exactly. All right. Let's go to Bull Scheetz now. Bull Scheetz, again, brought to you by the Talking Sheets podcast. If you'd like to sponsor this
Does anybody want to sponsor negative things?
There was a real logical one that I actually approached, didn't hear back from. They have bull in their name, so...
Okay, I didn't even hear about this.
Probably
pitch.
not going to mention them, but anyway, you could maybe figure it out.
Red Bull.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Red Bull sponsor us.
No, I didn't think of Red Bull. That's not a bad idea. All right, streaming services keep raising their prices. They got us, and they got us.
Yeah,
and it's getting. It's just, and I can't remember what I got on my phone recently, but it said, "Hey, heads up," whichever one it was. I've lost track. We're raising our price by $1 coming up in October or whatever. It's just. Again, they've got us now, and when you add all of these streaming services up, and then if you still do have some sort of cable service, if you add it up and times it by 12 months in a year, you're going to pay like $3-4 grand for all of your entertainment.
It's crazy. It is, and I remember when Netflix first got popular, it was like, this is so much cheaper than cable, so like everyone switched to Netflix, but then with the 10 different services coming out now. And of course, I love one show on all of them.
That's the problem too. Yeah, exactly.
And we try as a family, maybe we shouldn't say this publicly, but we try to share logins, and some of us are paying for some and some are the other, but then that gets confusing because now they've started kicking off different users. And so I'm like, first off, I can't figure out where the show I want to watch. I can't remember which one it's on. Second off, I'm like, I can't remember what it's on. I can't remember who has the login for it. And I can't remember how we get there. Like, it is way too many steps to be able to watch a television show. I'm like, I really miss when you could just go to guide and just click something that was on.
I'm watching a football game at your house. This has happened quite often. And all of a sudden it'll be like, oh, too many subscribers.
Yeah, because 7 of us are sharing one account and then we're fighting over it.
The Pinanis, I got to maybe do a GoFundMe for them or something. I don't know. They got 19 people on their cable service somehow. I don't know what's going on.
We're using Shirley and Franco's. We're using Renato's parents, which, like, again,
well, you're Pinanis.
We're mooching off of them, and then all the brother. Yeah, it is a. I was trying to when we were sick last week. I was trying to work one of the last preseason games from home because I was sick and it was in Vancouver, and so I'm like. We're about to start live tweeting this game. I'm like ready to hit send on the puck drop. I'm all set up, and then suddenly, bloop, too many users. I'm like, this is my job. I was about to send a family group chat. Somebody get off of this.
So frustrating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't think the streaming services are going to lower their prices anytime soon. But I did make one stand. Mm-hmm. Yellowstone. When they moved Yellowstone to Paramount Plus, I said SCREWU. Paramount Plus.
We're done.
I'm not.
Paramount Plus, like, what even? Yeah, that's too much.
I'm not.
It's
I don't
too
care.
much.
I don't care what happens to John, and I don't care what happens to Beth, and I don't care what happens to Rip. I am not paying for another service to watch this show, and I didn't. And it sounds like I didn't lose because the show went downhill after that.
You took them all to the train station. You said, "I'm done." You took Paramount Plus to the train station.
I said, "No go for you. No go for you." People asking you when you're going to blank.
Yes, my bad sheets of the week
Bull
is
Scheetz.
Bull Scheetz. I always get it at Bull Scheetz. Maybe I've got to get it in my brain.
Remember Red Bull. Red Bull brings.
Red Bull.
Yeah,
Red
exactly.
Bull sponsored. My Bull Scheetz of the week is when people constantly ask you when you're going to have another baby. I think that, like, I think it comes from a really good place, and people are just excited and they're like, oh, we would love Leona. Leona's getting so big. Like, she'd be a great big sister. But, like, when are you having another baby? I still have a baby. To me, that little girl just came out. I'm like, she is fresh. That's my baby. First off, it makes me feel like my baby is growing up, which is going to make me cry, number one. Number two, I am still going to the doctor for things related to having her. I cannot right now conceptualize it. There are so many people that have 2 under 2 and, like, have kids right away and love it and are living their best lives, and I am so happy for them. I love the product of a pregnancy. I don't love the process of a pregnancy.
Okay.
And so I love that we had the baby, but I am not ready to go through that again. When we were sick last week, I finally got to take Advil cold and sinus cold medication for the first time in 2 years because I was either pregnant or postpartum or breastfeeding. And so I couldn't take anything. And I was like, wow, this, like, bodily autonomy feels really nice. I just need some time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm not asking. I know that for a fact.
I know that. She's a handful already. You're like, we can't handle it. And you have your other grandkid coming.
Here's another question for you.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you're going to get mad when I ask this question.
Okay.
But what's more of a Bull Scheetz to you?
Mm-hmm.
When people ask you if you're going to have another baby,
mm-hmm.
or when you announce you're pregnant, people say, oh, I knew.
I don't care about that.
Okay, you're not?
No. People do get upset with that. They're like, what do you mean? There were some people that were like, oh, yeah, I kind of noticed it. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm not even showing
not
yet.
even that part, but just.
But people like to guess. People do. And also, the other thing is, like, you never, related to first babies, second babies at all, people are choosing not to have kids. That's totally valid. But also, there's people that really want kids that are having trouble. And you never know what people are going through. And you never know what state or what situation they're in. They could have had a loss. They could have fertility problems. And so I just feel like it's something that unless they bring it up, we just relax on that. You know, you let people talk to you about it first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great advice.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay. My other Bull Scheetz, I'm going to throw one more in here before we move on. And that would be Chloe, our black lab that we share on this farm. This year has become a black lab backhoe. She is digging holes on the other side of our hot tub that are like moon craters. Like, I swear to God, they're 3 feet wide at least by 2.5 feet deep. And she is digging. Now, Kara said, I told her I was going to talk about this. She says, point out that she gets a lot of energy. She gets to run around the yard. She's got 3 acres.
She goes for crazy long walks.
3 acres. Yeah, exactly. And she's on some medication as well, so for anxiety and things. But I haven't Googled it yet. But how do you get your dog stopping? Like, she's literally digging to China.
The other thing to mention is that she's 8 years old and
Yeah.
has never done this before.
No.
That's very weird for
Yeah.
a dog. Like, they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. It's very weird that right now she's like, I'm going to start doing this. You know what? I'm going to start digging.
I'm just going to dig, and
Like,
I am going to. I know.
I'm going all the way down.
Like Lacey, our former dog, she dug a little bit. Like, I remember I seeing her digging the
She would bury
in
her
the garden
bones
pot.
and
She'd always
stuff.
bury your bones
Yeah.
and stuff. But Chloe could bury a
body.
a Prius in there. Like, it's ridiculous. Oh, okay, yes. Go ahead.
Well, I think Chloe saw the price of gold and how high it is and is trying to find something.
That's gotta be.
Chloe's panning for gold in the backyard. Hey, that would be nice. It would be nice.
That's the only explanation I've got. Feel free if you've got some expertise on this. I mean,
Yes.
between her digging and the red bugs, which I talked about last week, that are driving your mom crazy. She'll be like, look at them all on the side of the house. And I'll be like, okay, there's like 10 of them. I don't know. And they leave poop. Sharon said, that's her sister-in-law, or her sister, they leave poop on the side. Now we're gonna have to wipe that off. And I'm just, I don't know, these red bugs, they're just driving her crazy. So
The Scheetz acreage is going to hell.
Oh,
Things are going on. I don't know what is.
It is just
The funny farm.
I don't know exactly what to do with that. There is another Bull Scheetz. Dogs digging and digging and digging, and there'll be some people that can relate. And as always, when you hear something on the show that you'd like to relate to us on, go to Talking Scheetz on Instagram or Facebook and just message, right?
Yeah, send us a message. We love shout outs. We love chatting with you in the inbox. Comment on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube.
Okay.
Our small but loyal YouTube followers.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Subscribe.
Yes,
and,
please.
Watch and subscribe, right?
Sure.
Okay, got it. I thought we'd try a new segment.
Yes,
And-
you
and
brought this one
This
up.
might only be the only time we ever do this.
Okay, so it's new and one and done, maybe.
It's a trial balloon. We're throwing
Okay.
a trial balloon up here.
Okay.
But I'm thinking maybe based on the subject, it might become a weekly occurrence.
Okay.
Okay? That could be sponsored. But I don't know who'd want to sponsor this one because it's called I Have to Admit I'm Wrong.
Okay.
Okay?
Wow.
I have to admit I was wrong.
Okay.
And I am wrong
Okay.
about this subject.
Okay.
When my granddaughter was born,
Mm-hmm.
she came out of the womb. She was not even dried off. And her hippie parents started talking to her with sign language.
I don't know if a hippie is the right word for it, but yeah, I think we started signing to her before 3 months, so it was really, really early.
No, I was there at the Royal Albert.
Okay, we were
when
signing immediately.
She was born, and you went, hey, do you want a diaper change? And again, if you're on YouTube right now, you'd see me doing a bunch of things looking like I'm calling a fastball down the middle. Hey, do you want a diaper change? And I'm just like, okay, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, I think you voiced that opinion pretty
like,
intensely
what are
in
we
the
doing?
beginning.
What are we
Yeah.
doing? Did you get her ears tested? They're good. Okay. So she'll be able to hear and she'll probably be able to talk, God willing. So I've watched this for months and months and months. But now I'm watching a young girl who's learning her vocabulary, but it's got all these different ways of communicating. And I'm like, okay, this was brilliant.
She's really good at
Yeah.
signing now. I will say that I thought I was wrong. I similar to that. I was all in on the journey before having the baby. I learned the sign language. I learned the signs. I was drilling it into producer Renato's head. I'm like, every time we give her milk, we do the milk sign. And
Yes.
every time we give her water, we I guess she didn't have water till 6 months, but we were doing all the signs and I was so diligent. And then I think it was about around 6 months. I'm like, this is stupid. Like, this isn't working. Why? Like, this has been a big waste of energy. And when you're
Yeah.
freshly postpartum, you don't have a lot of energy to give. I'm like, damn, this
So
was crazy.
if you think you thought it was a waste of energy, you should have thought
Yeah.
you should have been inside my head.
But then in the last couple months, wow, like she just one day woke up and was like, oh, Milk was the first. She was doing that one pretty early, but now you're right. She is so, and just knowing her, she's the kind of kid, she wants to talk so badly, and she wants us to know what she wants. And so I do think that it has made a big difference in terms of like tantrums or freakouts or things like that. She does a really good job of communicating. Like, I'm thirsty, I'm hungry, I want more. My diaper is dirty. Like, she does all of the signs.
She does dirty diaper?
Yeah, that's a kind of a new one.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a new one. But
I'm going to have to learn that one for myself.
Dirty diaper. It's this one.
Okay.
It's under the chin.
This is why you should watch YouTube.
Dirty diaper.
You could be learning with me.
Yeah, we could do a tutorial.
Grandpa pooped himself.
But she is really good at it. And what's I've heard that it helps with speech as well, because they learn what something means, and then it helps them also say it, because now she's also saying the words with the motions a lot of the time. Like when she does her little more, she says mo, or when she does water, she goes wah wah. So she has learned the words associated with the sign. So yeah, I guess that's another good Scheetz, but you were wrong about that. And I
was wrong.
I was right.
I was
but
wrong.
I thought I was wrong for a while about that one too.
I was wrong. You know what? You'll never go wrong if you go to Londonderry Dodge.
No.
And you get yourself a vehicle from Mitch and Jamie and the staff there. Again, I said it last time. I'm going to have to take my Wrangler in, and it's going to be a sad day for me. I don't know what I'll be driving, but I know it'll be great. I wouldn't mind driving a Compass Trailhawk.
Oh,
because that thing is sweet. It's got to be great on fuel too.
It is. It is not my job to fill up our car. No, I don't fill up with gas a lot, but I will say, since going back to work, I am ripping back and forth to Rogers Place a lot more, and it is really fuel efficient, and just so good to drive downtown. We talked about construction in Edmonton recently. It is like crazy. Like, I'm driving up and I don't know which roads exist and which roads don't.
I don't think anybody does.
On any given day, I'm like, can I go this way?
I don't think they do.
But I'm maneuvering that thing around. It is like, it's not stressful at all. And yeah, 2025 Jeep Compass Trailhawk, super nice.
Beautiful. Yeah. All right. And again, you get a discount if you say Talking Scheetz sent you for a service and a vehicle. They will they'll do an incredible job. Londonderry Dodge up in northeast Edmonton on the Fort Road. And tell them Talking Scheetz sent you. We appreciate that. Okay. The meme of the week, I'm just going to say that, again, if you were on YouTube right now, you'd see a Jays jersey that doesn't quite fit me, but I'm wearing it for a real good reason.
Yeah.
Here's the reason. When my grandfather, Grandpa George, biggest Blue Jays fan on the planet, was turning 80, I got connected somehow with somebody who worked for the Jays. And I said, I know people say this all the time, but my Grandpa George is the biggest fan of the Toronto Blue Jays on the planet. If there's anything that I could get, whatever, signed ball or anything for his 80th birthday, that would be incredible. So one day it arrived, and it was this Josh Donaldson Blue Jays jersey, a really cool Blue Jays hat that I'm not wearing today, but I will wear when they win the next series, okay? And a bunch of other paraphernalia and things like that. And we went to, what's it called? Oh, my gosh. Chris, you're having a brain fart here. The Chinese restaurant in Thorsby. It's not Coos. It's not Bing's. It's Coos.
Yeah. And
we went there for his 80th birthday, and we gave him this stuff. And I've got a picture with him wearing the jersey and the hat, and it was just the smile on his face. It was like the greatest birthday present he could have ever gotten from his favorite sports team. Because the Blue Jays, he loved the Oilers and he loved others, but the Blue Jays were his team.
And knowing it came from them is so cool too. You could obviously buy him a Jays jersey, but coming from the team, thanking him for being a fan, it's just so special.
It was so amazing. Yeah. So, of course, time goes by and Grandpa George passes away at 92. And he decided, I think, that, obviously when he was kind of going through his stuff, that this was going to be my stuff. So I've wore this jersey when we went and watched the Blue Jays play in California against the Dodgers. It fit me at that point. Maybe someday it'll fit me again. We'll see. But in the meantime, I'm wearing it in honor of Grandpa George and the Blue Jays, who have moved on and are playing. At this point, will have played a game or two in the American League Championship. So let's go Blue Jays. Speaking of that, there is a meme from one of their players, and I'll let Renato give it to us.
I think that he needs to tell this story because this kind of first came out, and we'll talk about it, he came upstairs with the video crying. He was laughing so hard.
And
so,
I didn't really know the story behind it, but I saw it and I cried laughing because I thought it was hilarious.
It's so good.
But again, the Blue Jays beat the New York Yankees, the evil empire of mostly any sport. Them and the Dallas Cowboys are kind of the two that I think they're either most loved or most hated. And the New York Yankees are just they spend more money than anybody else, and they're really hard to love. So when the Blue Jays beat them, my gosh, was it exciting! And the Blue Jays, I mean, they got so many great players right now, but they're the biggest guy on their team is Vladimir Guerrero, and he's Canadian. He was born in Canada because his dad, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., his dad was Vladimir Guerrero and still is. But he was born because he was playing for the Montreal Expos, I believe, when Vladimir Jr. was born. But he's also Dominican, so he's got a very Dominican accent. I mean, he spent a lot of time there. There's whether he can speak English or not, we never know for sure because
that's up to him. That's
uses,
what he decides on the day.
Sometimes he uses an interpreter, sometimes he doesn't. But
he's iconic, though.
He is absolutely
and he's been
iconic.
Amazing. He's been so good in the series that we just watched. Again, there'll be games played after we record this, but I'm sure he's been amazing in those too.
Exactly. But anyway, after the Yankees were defeated, he said,
"The Yankees lose."
The Yankees lose. And where did that come from?
So somebody might not be aware, but
I'm not.
The phrase originally was used by John Sterling, who's the New York Yankees commentator.
Okay.
His classic phrase is, "The Yankees win."
Okay.
So the Yankees lost, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. just had to kind of rub it in.
The Yankees lose.
So
And just-
the Yankees lost.
The way he says it is so good, and he's laughing. And
He's
it's,
on live TV.
Yeah.
And
In
he
the
just
locker
says it
room.
like 5 times.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, it
The
is-
Yankees lose, and he's drinking beer.
Yeah.
They're celebrating, which is weird. I've said that before. That could be a Bull Scheetz. But again,
see, to me, it's a good Scheetz. I think that in baseball, I wish they did this in hockey because I want to party. But I love that they're like, life is short. Every the win of every series and even making it to the playoffs is like your last day on earth. Like they go so hard and they're just pouring beer.
I guess that's too. Yeah, that should.
They're
should
just
be
pouring beer on poor Hazel May, and she's crushing the interviews. It is. I just think it's so silly. And then after their parties, they come back out onto the field, and fans wait around. Right? It's just. I think like it is ridiculous, but it's also why not? Like you're a
Okay.
professional athlete.
Yes.
Making the playoffs in baseball is much harder than in hockey, right? Like half the teams in the NHL make the playoffs.
Yeah.
10 out of the 30 teams do in the MLB. It's an
Or
achievement.
maybe 8 or 10 or what?
I think it's 10,
Okay.
and then they have the
It
play.
used to be 8 or
Yeah.
it used to be 6. I think.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah, it's rare.
or 4 or like or whatever. I could keep throwing out numbers. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, okay, I'm with you now. Let's celebrate. You're right. Celebrate every win. Like it's like it. Like
And celebrate every loss of the other team.
The Yankees lose.
Oh, it's so good. I just love the Blue Jays so much. I really, really, truly do. Our community look this day is brought to you by a brand new sponsor. We're really excited about this. Courtney and Meg from the Weatherwood Ranch. It's located 5 minutes from Stony Plain and Spruce Grove, only 20 minutes from Edmonton and St. Albert. And it's like 43 acres, and it's a beautiful property. They've got golf there, which is really cool. Of course, it's not really golf season now, but it's something to keep in mind in the future. But what they do have is an amazing wedding venue. An amazing wedding venue.
We talk about weddings a lot on this podcast. I mean, we're talking about our anniversary today.
Yeah.
And wedding venues it is hard to find these days. Like they're so booked up for so long.
Yep.
And people are looking for that more like rural, rustic vibe, but then they don't want to go hours and hours out of the city.
Right.
So location matters and just a beautiful, beautiful place.
Yeah. Now, Courtney is a firefighter. He works with your brother. And Captain Courtney, as they call him, Captain Courtney Paulson. And he worked, apparently he like took the barn wood off of 11 barns to make this facility like perfect.
It looks so cool.
Yeah.
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 Like the outside aesthetic of it is really, really nice.
And the inside is great.
Yeah.
And they've got just, it's just really, really a cool deal. So
Mm-hmm.
if you or someone in your life is looking for either a wedding venue or just a venue to do something, something
like
exciting,
events.
it could be, all winter long or whenever. Again, go to weatherwood.ca. Check it out for yourself. It's absolutely stunning. And they've worked so hard on it. And you know what? It's just going to be a huge winner. So you know, get in there now while you still can, right? Weatherwood.ca, the Weatherwood branch just outside of Stony Plain.
We'll have some stuff on our social media this coming week, hopefully, about a little bit of a virtual tour and more on the venue. So if you're planning an event or a wedding, stay tuned. We'll have more details for sure.
Perfect. All right. Well, we're really excited about that. Okay, a couple of a community things to remind you about. The Josephburg Chicken Dinner is coming up. I'll be hosting that. Looking forward to it a lot. I think it's sold out, or maybe there's a couple of tickets left, but it's going to be a fun time in Josephburg. Going to be doing that. And Alberta Dreams that I proudly work for. We are one of the recipients of the charitable donations when it comes to the YEG Christmas Market. And you've seen this. You were there,
We
right?
went there last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was so much fun. Such a cool event. And again, we talk about how Edmonton is so amazing in the summer with all the events and things, but around Christmas, it's pretty special too. We had Leona was so small, remember? We had her tucked in a snowsuit, and we got to go see all of there was so much good food and so many cool Christmassy things to do.
I remember saying, Leona, are you warm?
She doesn't have a sign for warm yet. Not yet, but we're expanding her vocab.
It's supposed to be a joke. Well, Renato did not like that one. But what I was going to say about the Christmas market is, you know, sometimes it's hard. There's a lot of charities asking for a lot of different things, and you go, again, you're just trying to pay your bills. If you're a teacher right now, you're not making any money. But what you can do is you can sign up to be a volunteer at the Christmas market for us that runs like from the 29th of November to the 21st of December. And there's all sorts of shifts. And then if you work a shift, then Alberta Dreams will get the money that you would be getting paid as a volunteer. So if you've got an organization, or maybe you know, at work, you've got a group of people that you want to do something around Christmas and maybe help make a dream for a chronically or seriously ill child come true, that's what you do. You just, again, go to albertadreams.ca, you sign up to be a volunteer. We're going to be out there and there's all sorts of different jobs that you can do, and it'll be a lot of fun.
That's what I was going to say. There are way worse ways to spend time as well. Like it's not exactly hard manual labor. Like you're going to be having fun at the Christmas market while volunteering and contributing to Alberta Dreams. It's like a win-win.
All right. Do you got the question sheets? Do you want to call it? Do you want to do that? Or, yeah? No?
I'm just worried about our time.
Yeah.
Maybe I feel like
We'll wrap up pretty quick. I'm going to blame this all on you. Although your mom can hear it. She'll hear it and she'll know what's going on.
I know she's going to know that you chose to answer a question
All right,
instead of going upstairs.
I don't know how to answer this question. But
Linda has asked us, where are your favorite places to eat in Edmonton? First and foremost, Cook County Steakhouse, as we've mentioned.
obviously.
The fried chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's one.
Yeah.
If you were to answer this question, like
I know
Subway,
it's tough.
Subway, McDonald's Diet Coke, Costco hot dog.
Here's a teaser for you. There might be a new place coming that's going to be very exciting. I'm real pumped about that. Might be part of the old podcast too. So but I can't say it yet because it hasn't opened.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. Like, man, you're right. You're right. I'm a pretty simple guy.
Yeah.
Right? I'm a pretty simple guy. Don't go to the Olive Garden a lot, but when I have, I've just always gone, God, it's good.
Olive Garden. I mean, you can't deny the free breadsticks. You love a deal.
I love a deal. I talked about, yeah, you're right. Talked about the River Cree on Mondays.
Oh, yeah, we have mentioned that.
Half price. I don't care what the food tastes like. If you charge me half price, which, by the way, the food was
really good.
The food was really good.
Yeah.
I talked about the La Ronde and the Chateau Lacombe was
beautiful.
beautiful.
Yeah. See, you do. You
went to
have your
Roost
spots.
Chris recently, and it was like
you're kind of bougie, actually.
Next level. Yeah, next level. Yeah, you've got a list of them.
Yeah, I mean, if I start, we could do a whole podcast on this for me. But
your mom will not be happy by the time
No. If we start getting into mine, but I think some of my favorite local spots.
Let me guess. Meat?
What I do really love meat on White Ave. You like it too.
I do like it too.
We go there with you because it's like one of the restaurants we like that is like you're okay with
Yeah.
because it's good value. There's lots of food. It's
Yeah.
like simple.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very simple. It's meat. It's meat.
And one thing about Edmonton is there's kind of these empires, these food empires where some like a group owns one restaurant and then they expand kind of in the area. So the meat people also own Pip, Pal Sandwiches, Marlowe Tacos, and then also the Next Act, which is just like a wonderful pub. So all of those are really great. But if we're feeling fancy, if producer Renato and I were actually going to celebrate our anniversary, we would probably be going out for Italian food. And some of our favorite Italian spots are, again, one owner, Daniel Costa, actually from Devon, Alberta. He'd be a really, really good podcast guest. I would love to talk to him, especially if he brought us some food. But his restaurants are all really, really authentic Italian. He just opened a new one called Rita, but there's also Barbrico, Olia, Bar Henry. Va is like a coffee shop, and all of them are just really, really good. But Rita, his new one that used to be in the space where Uccellino was. None of these words I'm saying make sense to you. But if you're from Edmonton and you're really, really into Italian food, none of them, you can't go wrong.
Which
with
one did we
any
go
of
to
those.
for Leslie's 30th?
Oh, we went to Cafe Amore, which is another Italian restaurant.
That place was good.
Really good.
That place was good.
Leona.
I like Vivo. If you're just talking,
Oh, yeah.
If you're just talking Italian, Vivo's great too, right?
There's so much good Italian food in Edmonton, which is really nice. And
Yeah.
people are often surprised that when we go out, we want to eat Italian food because Renato's family's Italian. We eat Italian often at his house. We cook a lot of pasta and Italian food at home, but we still do just always want to go for pasta and pizza. You can't go wrong.
And my favorite go-to, as you know, is always Chinese.
Yeah.
If I had my choice, like if my
Death row meal? Oh, not again.
mortality moment.
I think that we have talked about your death row meal on 4 or 5 episodes.
I'm trying to sell the mortality moment to Jackie Hendrick and Forster, which are the people that did our
like your will.
Our will.
Yeah.
Right. So if you happen to know Jeff Forster, say, hey, I heard it on the podcast that Chris is like trying to bully you into doing this.
To a mortality moment.
It would make a lot of sense.
It's organic content because
It
you do
always
it
happens.
every time, and we never script it.
I bring up death all the time. Did you hear your Uncle Jerry, your godfather, sent me a and this is true. Not that Uncle Jerry doesn't send me always true stuff, but this was a CTV News thing that somebody died tragically on the Haunted Mansion in Disneyland.
Oh my gosh.
But of natural
That's
causes.
what I was going to say. There's nothing on that ride.
At 60 years old. And what I was
Oh
going
my
to say,
God.
the mortality moment someday brought to you by Jackie Hendrick and Forster.
First plug's free.
I'll give them 2. But they say that when people, and I've said this before, if you guys choose, you could do whatever you want with my body. But if you choose to cremate me, put some ashes in Disneyland, and they say that's where people take their ashes.
The Haunted
you go in the
Mansion.
Haunted Mansion, which makes sense, and then they say like every week they vacuum up like grandmas and grandpas and everybody because everybody's dumped their ashes there. This person skipped the middleman.
They just said, "This is it. This is my final resting place."
And they literally just rolled off the ride. Now they're part of the ride.
You know, at the very end when you're going, and then it's like, "We'll join you," and it's like the ghost. It's like that's a real ghost now. That actually makes me more scared of the ride.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that happened.
Mortality
moment.
Wait, this started with where is your favorite place to eat in Edmonton? Keep in mind, it ended with dying in the Haunted Mansion in Disneyland.
I can't even tell you how it got there, but it did. Linda, thank you for your question. Was it Chinese food? Oh,
yes.
death row meal.
Death row meal. That's
what I was going to say is I know there's great Chinese restaurants in Edmonton, but I can't.
Small town.
Yeah.
Chinese restaurants are so good.
We talked about it. Coos and Thorsby and Leduc's got Calmar's got Lee's and
Bing's in Spruce Grove.
is Bing's a thing? I didn't know that.
Oh no.
I love Bing's for sure.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
We should end with one thing we're thankful for.
Okay, I'm thankful for this podcast.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's so. This literally, people ask, how are things going? They use the word retirement. I don't use that word, but I said, you know what? I'm working for Alberta Dreams, which I love, but there's just nothing like this podcast. And I don't know if your mom agrees or not.
She likes to listen to
She
it.
loves to listen to it,
Yeah,
but
the process is a little tricky.
yeah, so
For sure.
Yeah, on that note, thank you to Londonderry Dodge, Cook County
Mhm.
Saloon and Steakhouse, and Weatherwood Ranch, our
Mhm.
new sponsor this week. And once again, if you love the podcast, please support who supports us if you
Mhm.
can.
And I'm thankful
Oh yeah,
for the Scheetz heads.
yeah.
The Scheetz heads. Yeah,
Okay.
we wouldn't be able to do this podcast without them.
What about your husband on your anniversary?
I think I gave him
Yeah,
enough time.
I think you definitely did.
Yeah, I was getting vulnerable.
All right.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, this might be the way I end it every week from now on. Karen, I'm coming.
Even when we got nothing to talk about, there's nowhere I'd rather be. 'Cause there's something about you and me just sitting around talking sheets.